And they will be ready to banish the memory of what happened the last time they went head-to-head with City. It was 1-1 here. But it's going to be Manchester City to get the game started. Pass back to Ederson, who's launched it in the direction of Erling Haaland. Least experienced at the back for Leipzig, although he did play 68 times for Lyon, and it cost 30 million euros or thereabouts to bring him to Saxony. There's Bernardo Silva, and this is Lewis. Lovely turn. He nearly got a second pop at it. Foden now. And it's bobbled wide. How close was Bernardo Silva to putting that in?
Knock on the ankle. This turn here, he swivels beautifully, but just gets stuck under his feet. But look, how does Bernardo Silva not get something on that? Just a touch, just something off his knee or off his shin. He actually misses the ball.
He goes with the wrong leg, doesn't he? Rodri. Foden to Grealish. Grealish with his head up, having a look. And Forsberg got back. Poulsen's caused a problem with that pass. Foden! And it's flashed wide. Blasvik didn't move, couldn't move, but Foden couldn't. I'm really interested to watch Rico Lewis's performance tonight, especially in that midfield position, because he's not had too many starts this season, only one in the Premier League. He's been used sparingly. Still only 18. I was privileged enough to watch the latest masterclass from Jude Bellingham for Real Madrid yesterday, and look at Rico Lewis as well, and you think, goodness me, there's some good young talent around. He could play anywhere, Lewis. Old head on young shoulders.
Yeah. Commits to it, doesn't he, as well? It's not like he just wants to just sort of sit in a position that he's not familiar with and just keep his fingers crossed that everything goes okay. He wants to get involved, and he's become a really useful player in that City squad.
There's Bernardo Silva. Lewis on the move into the box. And there's Foden this time. Lewis made it. Foden scored it. And Manchester City have been threatening that for quite a while. Finally, they get an effort on target. And it's Foden who hits that target to make it Leipzig 0, Manchester City 1.
This one's a different one because he's closer. It's a great ball, this one, from Bernardo Silva. Brilliant work from Rico Lewis, and that is a really clever finish. It's on his weaker foot, and when it's bobbling and bouncing like that, you just want to hit it down into the ground, stay on top of it. Certainly does that. I mean, it's just inside the post. From the bench, they might be wondering why their goalkeeper doesn't get something on that, but it is literally right inside the post, and City have the lead.
Guardiol, Foden, through for Haaland. Is he onside? Well, the flag has stayed down for now. Haaland unable to find the target. Right across the face. Finish as though he knew where he was going to put it. Might just have been off.
Yeah, I think his right foot would have been had this have ended up in the back of the net. Tough one for the assistant referee to put the flag up for. Maybe there might have been better served just looking for Josko Guardiol or something.
Leipzig throw.
This is like a training match. This is like the sort of work you do a couple of days before.
Guardiol. Haaland. He has managed to get through. And he has Rico Lewis and Grealish and Bernardo Silva waiting. And it's come off Blasvik. It nearly came back to Haaland.
And here's the big man bearing down on the goal. I think he's actually looking for Rico Lewis there, or jumping.
And it is half-time in Leipzig, and it's Manchester City's half. They were only really made to work by Marco Rosa's team. Salzburg, all of those away from home. Well, tonight would be a good time to open his account in Leipzig. It is Leipzig who start the second half, and can they rally and start to attack their opponents? Was the scorer of the Leipzig equaliser in the round of 16 first leg in February. Nice touch that from Openda, who could be played in. He is. Poulsen's found him. Openda has the pace, and he's missed. No, he scored! He hits the inside of the post. What a lovely finish from Luis Openda. Thought at first he just put too much on it.
A deeper position here. They got in behind that midfield and they got options left and right. He chooses the right one. Akanji tries to muscle a Pender out of it, but this time the striker is resilient and he's determined to stay as strong as he can, gets his body in there, and that's a really good finish. An excellent tuck past Ederson, and pretty much with the first genuine counter-attack they've had in the game so far, Leipzig right back in the game.
Well, what do we say? Poulsen and Openda have got to do a bit more with Baumgartner and Šeško ready to come on. Akanji. I wonder if we might see John Stones at some point tonight. Akanji. Here's Grealish. Rodri. Foden. Foden across. Haaland stretches, but can't score.
It's a great ball from firing that towards that far post area. And Erling Haaland reads it. He gets that half a yard.
Schlager is following Haaland. And it's in the frame of the goal. It was over Haaland, it was over Blasvik too.
A little too close and the angle is so tight. That's the best option. Foden's getting in some good positions. He has all night, actually. He's always looking for Erling Haaland.
Here's Lewis. Haaland. Oh, it's tame. Blasvik's made an almighty meal of that. Should have been a routine gather. Manchester City.
Pick your head up and try and find a pass, a little bit more room all of a sudden that you haven't had all night.
Foden. Dispossessed by Seival. Akanji has it back. Play goes on despite the collision. It's Lewis. It's Haaland. Couldn't get it out of his feet, just popped up.
Yeah, it was wrapped into him, wasn't it, there, from Rico Lewis into Erling Haaland's feet. And the first touch wasn't perfect. Again, he's got into this good position all night, Rico Lewis, on the half-turn, driving into space. Fizzes that one into his striker. The first touch just popped off his foot and it bounced up in the air and it just meant he had to wait.
That looks like a yellow card for Schlager for that late challenge on Akanji. Manchester City changes then. Nathan Ake's got the green light to take the field. Jack Grealish has already walked. And Jeremy Doku, signing from Rennes. He's the one who's really going to come on for Grealish. It's Ake for Akanji. Just the order in which the numbers go. I suppose it should be red bulldozing. Away from Lewis. And an earlier foul has been spotted. David Ram's got a yellow card for the late challenge on Bernardo Silva. Julian Alvarez is going to take over from Phil Foden. Mightily unlucky to have been left out of the starting lineup for this one, the Argentinian. Can he be the player that makes the winning difference for Pep Guardiola and his team? Alvarez, Rodri with the return. Alvarez wasn't ready for it.
Man City, they're trying to turn the heat up a little bit since Leipzig made the changes. And they brought Werner and Šeško on. They've one little raid. They've not really been able to get back on the ball and get their team up the field. It's been all City.
Guardiol, Doku, with a shimmy and a shake, brings in Alvarez. Oh, that's magnificent! That really is world class from the World Cup winner. It's a beauty. The game.
This one is actually caught between his feet. I think Blasvik feels he's going to have another touch. Instead of that, Alvarez just, look, he just steps aside and just wraps his foot around it. It's a brilliant, brilliant goal. Look at that.
Looks better from there.
It's a stunning finish. And from this position, after his first touch, it's right between his feet, but they don't get quite close enough and quick enough.
Look at the dip on it as well. It had everything, and it had far too much for Yanis Blasvik.
To try and make the difference, to have an impact, particularly if it's a forward player like Alvarez. And that is just a stunning goal from him, it really is. And that's why Guardiola is beaming from ear to ear, because he's put him on and he's done exactly what he wanted.
Leipzig still have hope. Oh, that was nearly just as special. Mateus Nunes with the half challenge, forcing him into reverse. Nearly 1 full minute of the 3 added on passed. Raum. And there's Haaland, this is Alvarez, look at Doku. Haaland is there as well. Alvarez has played in Doku, this has to be 3-1. Jeremy Doku keeps his cool and finishes the job. The job is done. Leipzig committing numbers forward as they had to do. Great big hole for Doku and Alvarez.
And that cross from Raum was always a little short once Haaland got hold of it. Then it was just when Alvarez was going to release it. He does it at the right time. Doku just walks onto it. Lovely bit of composure. And slots that in the back of the net for game, set, and match. And overall, City have been the better team, of course they have. Second half, we've seen a far better game, far more resistance and commitment from Leipzig, but in the end, that goal puts serious distance between them and Manchester City.
A nice finish.
Got in some advanced positions and has made some really good runs. He's fed Haaland a couple of times.
Yeah, he's played his part. Pep Guardiola most content with the result. Little bit of a